Have you ever been running from your life from a 1,500-pound animal traveling at 15 miles per hour with horns sharp enough to pierce you? No? Does that sound like fun? Not really?
Maybe.
Well, believe it or not, people do this every single year for fun. And what it is, they're doing the run of the bulls, and it originated in Pamplona, Spain, in the 14th century. And the objective of this is to get the bulls from where they're corralled to the bull ring, where eventually they might be sold or slaughtered for sale or whatnot. And how it started was men were jumping into the crowd of bulls to prove their bravery. And as that tradition picked up more and more, it became more popular, it spread to more cities in Spain, and then it just became a cultural phenomenon. So although I feel like it's an accident waiting to happen, it's important to embrace other cultures as well and see what they're doing. Right? Alright, so history, the encierro, which is a Spanish word, means to fence in or to lock up or to pin. And so that's what they're doing with this. They're taking a section of fenced off area, and they have a herd of bulls consisting of 6 bulls, 6 steer, and then 3 more steer that get released after those 12. And so this occurs during the famous 7-day festival of San Fermin in Pamplona. It's in honor of Saint Fermin, which is the patron saint of Navarra. And every year the festival happens from July 6th to July 14th. The first running of the bulls happens on the morning of the 7th at 8 a.m. And for 30 years now, the Spanish RTVE channel, which is the national broadcast for Spain and down there, they've been broadcasting for about 30 years now, but it's been going on since the 14th century. Okay, so the length of the run is about 826 meters, but for us Americans, that's about 903 yards. So it goes through 4 streets of the old town in Spain, traveling through Santo Domingo, the Town Hall Square, Mercaderes, and Telefonica. I know I just butchered those, I apologize. Alright, but there's a couple rules for participation. You have to be at least 18 years of age. You have to run in the same direction as the bulls. It wouldn't be very smart to travel the other way. And there's no alcohol allowed. You can't be under any alcohol consumption, which I think is very, very smart. Alright, to start off the race, there's 4 signal rockets. They shoot 1 rocket at exactly 8 a.m. to let the crowd know that the corral gates are opening and the bulls are coming. They shoot a second rocket to let you know that all 12 bulls have been released from the pen and they're all out in the field. And then the 3rd and 4th rockets let you know that all the bulls have entered the final stadium and they've been corralled as well. On average, the whole race only takes about 4 minutes. So, shorter than you might expect. Alright, so the fenced-in area that they're traveling through these little 4 streets consists of 300 separate pieces of wood and iron strategically placed so that if panic comes, people can fit through the slots, but the bulls can't, which is nice. And right before 8 a.m., before they do the first rocket to let you know the bulls are coming, everybody cheers in Spanish and Basque, which is the national language down there. They say, "We ask Saint Fermin as our patron to guide us through the encierro and give us his blessing." And then right before they chant 3 times, "Long live Saint Fermin, long live Saint Fermin," and then once more. So you might say, well, it doesn't sound too smart to get chased by a bull, and of course injuries are very common. 200 to 300 people get hurt every single year in this race. Most of them are just contusions from bruises and maybe getting stepped on or pushed. The only thing that's really fatal about it is if you get gorged by the bull itself. So 6 people in 2013 actually got gorged, but none of them died, so that's good. But along the route, they have 200 Red Cross volunteers and 20 ambulances, so just in case of an injury, they can get them to the hospital as quick as possible. Since 1910, there have been only 15 deaths, which doesn't sound too good, but I mean, for that length of time, over 100 years, I'd say that's pretty alright for such a dangerous event in itself. crowd of people that you have. Because you have the bulls running, of course, but people are shoving and pushing, and you might get knocked over, and one person actually died from suffocation because of so many people were running over him and whatnot. And so you might say, what is this guy wearing right now? I have on all white, which is traditional. The outfit consists of white shirts and pants. For the more younger crowd, they usually just wear white pants and then like a white t-shirt. I'm actually dressed as an older person, which more consists of a white button down and just some trousers to go with it. However, they do have a couple accessories to go along with it. They wear a red scarf or a red sash around their waist. And then they also wear a little handkerchief around their neck. I'm getting all fancied up for y'all. And then this is just extra incentive, but if you do have a hat or a nice beret, it all ties it together. And people ask, well, why the red and white? Well, the colors do symbolize something. The colors symbolize lust and battle, peace and purity, and contrasting ideals of love. And so, they always say white, but then why the red? Well, Furman, the saint that the race is based off of, was beheaded in 300 AD for preaching the gospel. And when a martyr dies preaching his cause, people wear red as respect to mourn him. So that's where you get the red and white color.
7 minutes.
Right. And this is only not occurring in Pamplona. It's in other cities such as Spain, Mexico, Peru, Mesquite, and other places that also adopted a similar type of thing, such as in Ireland they do a pig run where instead of bulls, it's wild boars chasing you. Yeah, that's crazy, right? And in New Zealand they do a running of the sheep where they let 1,000 to 2,000 sheep just run through the town. It's pretty fun. And actually, the reason I'm trying to culturally inform y'all of this cultural aspect that's going on in Spain is because they're bringing it to the U.S. What? There's a company called the Great Bull Run that's bringing the first ever bull run to American soil in Richmond, Virginia. 5,000 people are already signed up for it, and they're not running through old towns. It's really just a quarter-mile track, so it's not necessarily the same, but it's along the lines. It's basically bringing Europe to you without you having to go there to spend the money and do that whole experience. Alright, in conclusion, while I was researching, I found a blogger named Nathan Bushner who described it as running with the bulls is like playing Russian roulette with 1,000 chambers and one bullet. Alright? Now I say you have to be crazy to participate in this, and maybe some people are, maybe some people aren't. But you can't deny how culturally rich and how long it's been here. And so my brother and my brother and mother were fortunate enough to be able to go to Spain and whatnot, and that's where I have this authentic gear from. So maybe I might dial up some of my crazy jeans as well, but I don't think I'll be going to Europe. Maybe I'll start the one in Richmond first. But hey, thank you for your time, y'all. I appreciate it very much.
Too much gonna bust in the town.